So going back to tracks for a minute, if you open a new audio file, again with your audio interface selected and the right input in place, and you create it, it's actually going to take input from whatever input you selected. My microphone's plugged into 1, so we'll go into 1. Now we actually see signal coming into the program from 1. I'm not going to turn it on because then you'll basically be hearing my voice twice, once through the program and once through my interface. But that's how you get yourself to be able to hear other artists, to hear yourself. If you have record enabled selected, that means when you go to record, it'll actually take signal from that track and print the recordings that you played or whatever. Print the sound that you made into the program. And if it's not enabled, then it won't record for whatever section you're recording for, if that makes sense. Input monitoring is how you basically hear yourself or other people in the program. If you have 6 of these, by the way, duplicating, Command D, very useful. Whatever you have the track selected is the one that's duplicated. But say you have a drummer, or say you have a guitar player, say you have a vocalist, you want to be able to hear the guitar player and the drummer, blah blah blah. You would turn on input monitoring, which is probably why you're hearing my voice twice now. So that you could actually get that program to get that track to come out of your speakers. This is the pan. It's basically the image assignment that you're sending. It's where you're sending the signal to in terms of image. So this track is in mono, which means there's only getting one source of input. If I had a track that was in stereo, I can change that over in the inspector window. Now you're getting basically a left and a right input from wherever it's getting signal from. Since I only have one microphone and it's plugged into the first channel of my audio interface, which is assigned to the left input, I'm only getting signal on the left hand side, as you could see from the level meter down here. If I had another microphone, which I do, plugged into channel 2, I'll go to channel 2, turn my gain up on my interface, start tapping the mic. It's probably very loud for you. But now you'll be able to hear the second input. Basically, I'm going to turn that back down. But usually for audio, if you only have one microphone, it's going to be in mono. And if you wanted to change the pan to the left side of the speakers, you can be able to do that. If you wanted to change it to the right, you should be able to do that. And I'll quickly demonstrate what that sounds like for you. This is the middle. This is the left. I'm going left. If you're wearing headphones, this will be blatantly obvious. And if I'm going right, now I'm in your right ear. And if you have your headphones on backwards, I'm in your left ear. Another kind of useful tool, switching back now, that you should note is if you hold Option and click your mouse, whatever parameter you changed will actually default back to where it normally lives. So for pan, that's the middle. For volume up here, that's unity. It'll snap back up there. That's another kind of very good shortcut to know. So mono and stereo, fun stuff. And then there's mute, which basically whatever track you have selected, you can mute at any point. It won't make noise. You can also click M. That would also mute the file that you have selected, the track rather. You can group mute if I wanted to take all of these. Holding Shift, I can select multiple files here. So click one, hold Shift, click the next, it'll take everything in between them. Press M, it'll mute all of them. Press S, it'll solo them. Solo means whatever tracks you have soloed will be the ones playing. And again, you have to select the track, press this key, which is S for solo, you guessed it. And then now only these 3 tracks will be actively making noise when you play it back. This one won't be. You could recall at any point what solo you have active. So since I selected those, I recall the solo button up here. That will recall the solo. Up here, duplicate, by the way. Command D. Learn your shortcuts. Here's how you add more files with the little plus button. Excuse me, more tracks. And again, you can change which track you're actually adding at any point in time. So let's thin this out a little bit and we'll go into the next section.